Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to the second video in one day. I don't do this very often, but this is another interesting topic I thought we should cover as it's been requested by one of our community members called Aaron. So let's go ahead and get into it. So basically this topic is about flying while fat. And this is a term that's kind of been, defined by the media and other people about the struggles about flying on an airplane when you're someone who is plus sized. So we're going to read an article from about a year ago, and this is very relevant today as more people have been discussing this topic on social media lately. And after we read this short article, we'll go to some reactions on Reddit from actually people who are plus sized, who have flown and kind of sharing their experience. The article is from the New York Post, and it's titled, "Plus size travelers speak out about flying while fat." When seeking a first-class adventure, plus-size travelers are often treated like second-class citizens. Quote, "Airlines and resorts roll out the red carpet for people with traditional bodies," full-figured fashion influencer Stephanie Nadia, 33, told the Post. "But whenever I'm traveling and I have to ask for a seatbelt extender or for an extra-large hotel bathrobe, I feel like I'm getting the unwelcome mat," the Brooklyn native added. Recently, globetrotters of size on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram have made viral calls for more body-inclusive accommodations to be available on airplanes, at hotels, and on destination excursions. Trends like Big Girl Summer, sparked by pop singer Lizzo, and body appreciation campaigns like model Ashley Graham's Beauty Beyond Size movement are pushing the travel and hospitality industries to properly service people labeled as obese, who constitute more than 42% of adult Americans, according to the CDC. And for size-inclusive TikTok star Mary Fran Donnelly, 27, tight squeezes into tiny seats, ill-fitting seatbelts, and side-jabbing armrests are just a few of the discomforts of flying while fat. Quote, "I love traveling, but having to cram into those small plane seats, it gives me anxiety," she confessed. The social studies teacher from Oahu, Hawaii amassed 7 million views of her Traveling as a Fat Person social media series. In it, she pokes fun at the limited amenities afforded to overweight travelers. Quote, "I don't want to have to ask for a seatbelt extender or worry that they'll make me buy an extra seat. The traveling industry should outfit plans to suit everybody's needs without bigger people having to be embarrassed or uncomfortable," end quote. Southwest Airlines invites plus-size passengers to proactively purchase an extra seat for their comfort. The cost of the additional chair is refunded to the customer at the conclusion of their trip. Larger passengers can also request an additional seat at the airport at no extra cost. Quote, "We are very proud of our policy as we feel it provides comfort and hospitality for all of our customers. It was a creative solution to what can be a sensitive topic, and we found that our customers appreciate it." But Southwest Airlines' inclusive approach is counter to the industry norm. Other commercial airlines such as American, Delta, and United require bigger guests who need more space than the 17-inch width of most airplane seats to buy a separate seat for the full cost of their initial ticket. Quote, "But why should we be penalized for our bodies?" Plus-size travel guru Jeff Jenkins, 35, questioned. "We don't want special treatment, we just want the same luxuries as everyone else." "The indignities of flying while fat don't end at the airport," he added. Quote, "I love hotel robes, but I can't fit in them," said the Texas-based blogger who wears a size 3X. Quote, "If you're not large in clothes, you can forget it. Then there are the beds." Nadia noted that most resorts only offer queen-size beds, which can rarely hold large lodgers. Quote, "I'm a big girl, and my husband is a big man," she said, "and most times we can barely fit into those beds together." Bathrooms are another trouble spot, especially toilet seats wedged into tight areas or minuscule shower stalls. Quote, "I've had to literally shove myself into my suite's restroom in order to use the facilities," Donnelly revealed. "I've even heard of some plus-size people having to be cut out of hotel showers because they're so small." And that brings us to the end of the article, where here are the 5 traveling changes plus-size sightseers want to see. 1. Size-inclusive seats and seatbelts. Size does matter, especially on a plane. Plump passengers often feel punished by airlines that force them to pay double their airfare to fly. 2. Durable decor. Trying to enjoy a sweet dream can be a nightmare for plus-size travelers who fear the hotel's bed or lounge furniture won't support their weight. 3. Roomier restrooms. The close quarters of most standard hotel bathrooms often make full-figure travelers flush with anger. 4. Roll out the robes. Hotel finery, like the complimentary robes swanky lodges offer guests, is a treat for most tourists, but for voluptuous vacationers, the quote one-size-fits-all regalia is often a misfit. And 5. Excursions for everybody. Snorkeling, ziplining, and bungee jumping are just a few activities heavier travelers hope to enjoy without being hindered by weight restrictions. And that brings us to the end of the article. Now we're going to read a post on Reddit about a plus-size person who was nervous to fly and the tips that they were given by the commenters, as well as the commenters sharing their struggles and anxieties. I found it interesting, so let's dive right in. Flight in 1 week, and I am so nervous. Honestly, the last time I was on a flight was 4 years ago, and it was a squeeze. I was seated next to my mom, so I wasn't scared of squishing. I was comfortable because I had her with me. Next week, I take my very first flight alone. It's not a long flight, just under 3 hours, but I am scared. I'm scared that the person next to me will be upset that I'm there. I'm scared that I'll need a belt extender. I didn't last time, but what if I do this time? Do I ask for one when I get on, just in case? I'm scared that as I walk down the aisle to get to my seat, my butt and hips will annoy the people already seated. I plan to not get up from my seat for the duration of the flight. I can manage 3 hours without any problems, but the nerves are now getting to me. Hey, not a frequent flyer, maybe 8 flights in my life, but I always need a seatbelt extender, and I just want to encourage you, flight attendants in my experience are always gracious and discreet. My first flight, I was so nervous, I cried. I googled plane seat dimensions and measured chairs in my house to see what the fit would be. I was a wreck. For me, boarding a plane is similar to boarding a charter bus as far as squeezing through the aisle with bags. A little awkward, but manageable. For the record, I'm 350 pounds and carry a lot of weight in my belly. Your body is your body. Whether you're working on changing it or not, there is nothing you can do between now and your flight about your size or shape, and you deserve to be as comfortable as possible, just like anyone else. If others are openly rude, that says so much more about them than it does you. So try to let it roll off your back. Easier said than done, I know. If people are uncomfortable, that's their right, and they can also do what they need to do to get over it for the duration of the flight. Like others have mentioned, headphones, armrests, there are just as many options for them to adjust as there are for you. When I am overly aware of my body and the space I take, / the quote inconvenience I am to others, it affects the way I perceive myself to be treated and the interactions I have with the people around me. When I allow myself the mental space to just be okay with whatever happens, my experiences have usually been just normal, sometimes even pleasant. I really hope some of this is helpful and calming for you. We are thinking of you. I'm a size 24 and 5'8", and I always need a belt extender. It is absolutely not a big deal to anyone other than you. You don't have to feel shame about your body just because it may make other people uncomfortable. That's their problem, not yours. I've had people be rude and people discreetly ask to change seats when they do see how big I am. On the other hand, it does bother me a little bit and I do get anxious. I think anyone would. But on the other hand, F them. Fat people are allowed to take a flight if they want to. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that you deserve to be comfortable and to be able to travel just like everyone else. You're not too big, the seats are too small, and plane travel is uncomfortable for just about everyone, regardless of who they are sitting next to. Good luck. You got this. Fully agree with what everyone has said. I'm a size 24 and fly fairly often, and I always need an extender. I've never had an issue. My only additional suggestion would be to carve out some time for yourself post-flight. Perhaps a yoga class, gentle stretching, warm bath, gentle stroll, to recover from the stress and muscle tension. I tend to unconsciously try to make myself as small as possible, and so I usually cross my arms and legs during the flight, resulting in some tense muscles afterwards. You got this. And that brings us to the end of the discussion. If you have any opinions to add to this topic, whether it's from personal experience or something you've seen, or just your own opinion on any of this topic in general, feel free to put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. This has been your host, Luke Narwhal, and until next time, have a good one, Narwhals.